Good morning. This is going to be your Sunday, November 17th weather briefing. To start out, we're going to go over the 500 millibar map and then go into a little bit more of this is just to provide an overview of the weather for the next week over the general US, and then we're going to go into our local sector across the northern plains into Minnesota, talk about the upcoming weather events, and then we're going to finish off with a local day-by-day forecast. So starting out here, there's a very prominent deep trough here, almost a closed-off low right here. And what you're going to see, so this is 6Z today, so that'd be roughly, like Saturday late night. And then notice what this does is as it comes into that high pressure ridge down here, it's going to start to slingshot up, right? So this is your low pressure right here. It's got a lot of precip. And notice that right here, you see how the lines come together and come apart? That's a embedded shortwave trough, which is going to bring lifting mechanism, which is going to fuel that low pressure. And then kind of right here, well, back up one. Right here, you can see how it kind of comes in and comes out like that. So this is what we call an embedded shortwave trough. And you'll notice that right here, the wind speeds pick up and then dramatically drop. So that's going to give you a lot of vorticity or lifting action. So I expect there to be a strong low pressure system right here within that embedded shortwave trough. And so this here is going to be early Tuesday. So, well, yeah, Tuesday, more like Monday nights when this is going to be first impacting us. And then you'll notice that as the week progresses, another small disturbance over here is coming in, and this is going to bring some like backhand precipitation. This will be like our down by Morris, Ottertail, those counties. That's going to be your chance of precip down there. So you'll notice that again, that wraparound, that's where we're going to be getting our precip kind of on during Wednesday. And then you'll notice that as the week starts to progress, you get this nice ridging pattern that starts to build. That quickly fades away, and then by the weekend you can kind of see that change in wind speed over there, giving you that vorticity, so possibility for some rain and showers. So that's kind of just like an overview. And then if we actually go over to the simulated reflectivity, so this tells you your precip type and then the rate associated with that. So again, on Sunday, there might be a little bit scattered rain showers and then some snow coming in around. And then that nice ridge we were talking about coming in earlier. And then where things get interesting is notice right here that disturbance is starting to move northward. So you can see that by this there's a lot of dense precipitation happening here, but you're not seeing any snow. That's because all this warm air advection coming from the coming from the south is actually pushing away this cold air, pushing it off to the west. So it's primarily looking like a rain event on Tuesday, and actually looking like fairly prolific rain totals. That's over us for quite a while. And then into 15Z, you can see that that cold air advect around like that with those isobars going like that. Then as it moves on here, you can see that's where so we will get snow, probably Wednesday morning. And so this is going to be that backhand snow as that circulates around. So we will get snow probably on Wednesday. And then as things continue to evolve, yeah, you can see colder air coming after this system, and then into Friday, Saturday, fairly quiet just because of that ridging pattern. You can see from that low we were observing earlier, there is a prolific snowstorm I would probably want to keep an eye on that, and you can see even bringing in some probably snow for us next Sunday. But obviously, it's going to be uncertain because this could move north and be just a nightmare of a snowstorm. It could move south and be nothing. So I wouldn't put too much thought into that right now. Obviously, keep an eye on the weather for that one. And then just kind of our overall temperatures for the next week. So you're going to notice that fairly consistent, like highs in the 50s and 40s for you guys, lows in kind of like the 30s and 20s. And on Tuesday, again, this is when you got that system coming up here. And as that system comes in, you'll notice that cold air advection happening over here, bringing in colder temperatures. And yeah, that's going to drop you firmly down into the 20s beginning on Wednesday. And as time goes on, it looks just kind of like highs in 30s and the 20s. But here on Friday, you can see firmly in the teens with even negative temperatures up in North Dakota, which again, not a surprise. And yeah, going into Saturday, nothing too much to note about the pattern. Again, teens and 20s were highs. This is kind of what I wanted to look at for the ensemble for this upcoming storm on Tuesday. So this is 18C Wednesday, so this is after the storm has completely gone through. And you'll notice that down near like the Morris, Ottertail, like those, like that central Minnesota, there's not really any precip accumulation happening. There might be like a little bit of snow or just like a little bit of precip, but I'm not expecting any significant snow with that upcoming system. That being said, things get more interesting when we talk about the storm that's going to hit Sunday. You'll notice that some have us getting nearly like 12 inches here, another 12, and then here's just like 1 or 2. Here's like 4. You can see it's a lot more varied, and the track of this storm is a lot more uncertain. So pay attention to that, because number one, it's going to be a question of where the temperature profiles are at. So number two, whether we get that moisture advection from the south, and that's not really certain at this point. And here's just kind of just a localer view on just that storm. So here's that rainstorm comes up. And so this is going to be like Wednesday night when that first comes in. And as that comes in, brings a lot of rain. Like that was over us for nearly 24 hours. And then you'll notice on more Wednesday, early Wednesday afternoon, that you get a lot of that circulation snow coming around. So as that comes through, that's going to bring a little bit of snow. But if we go back, so the ensembles are not saying probably a whole lot of snow, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. That being said, here comes that massive snowstorm on Sunday, one of the expected tracks, and you can see that on this track they have it just going south of a lot of this area. But just to kind of get an idea of what the wind profiles are going to look like in the storm, if it does hit, I can just load a SQT. Surprisingly calm, actually. Let's see if I can grab one from here. I was not expecting that. Unable to generate. Okay, maybe just one more by our area. Yeah, surprisingly calm. So it doesn't look like a blizzard situation, but again, you're gonna have to pay attention to that as that evolves for the next Sunday. So this is really important, I think, because I really want to highlight as this. So this is kind of going to be so 12Z Wednesday, so it's going to be after the storm is passed on Tuesday, and you're looking like well over an inch and a half in most of this area here, which is kind of wild for this time of year. And then I kind of want to compare that to just another model just to kind of emphasize that. So here's again 12Z Wednesday. Even the European model is still saying well over an inch for this general area, which is kind of wild in my opinion. Then again, here's going to be more of a local view. So going back, that Tuesday, you're going to notice that there is some snow and places will probably get like a couple snowflakes, but I don't expect much snow with this system coming on Tuesday. That being said, that backhand snow that comes around, again, just a couple flakes of snow probably. It's not going to be a lot. Sunday is a lot more interesting. You're going to notice that as that storm tracks through, heavy band of snow down there. All we need is that just to shift a little bit north, and we're getting 6-8 inches of snow there. I kind of wanted to bring up the European model too, just to. So again, here's that backhanded snow, saying maybe like a couple inches, so not a lot. But as that, ooh, wait. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, this is just a much shorter model is what's happening. Okay, so you can kind of, this unfortunately cuts off before that second snowstorm really hits. But you can see here just that backhanded snow from that we'll be seeing on Wednesday into Thursday, only a couple inches from that. And then kind of a better look at what your next couple weeks are. So this is going to be for Morris. So kind of like on Sunday, so today, low at around like 40, highs in like mid 50s, and like high for 50 tomorrow, low 40, high of 48 on Tuesday. You notice that's going to go down as that storm kind of barrels in, and it's going to drop all the way down to 28 on Wednesday, and that's high for Wednesday is actually going to be like 36, so like right at the crux point between Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, again, bit colder temperatures, 24, getting up to 31. Friday, going from 23 to 27. And Saturday, going from 20 to 25. Sunday, Sunday getting up to 27. So for your precipitation, this is what's going to be the most interesting. So down by the Morris area, you're going to be looking at like 1.67 inches. Notice this is going to be, I would say it's for sure going to be over an inch at this point. The question is like how much more than that. This model is putting out like 1.67, which seems reasonable. That backhanded snow I was talking about, that's going to be coming in Wednesday night into Thursday. You're going to be like 0.86 inches for that. And then just kind of a wind profile. Winds should be fairly gusty with that little bit of snow coming in. So visibility may be a little bit limited, but I would pay more attention to this storm right here. Very windy conditions. If this were cold, like if this were anywhere near freezing, this would be an absolute nightmare, a blizzard situation, but obviously it is not. It's much too warm for that. So here's going to be over southeastern Ottertail County. And so again, you're looking at 30s and then a high of probably around 50. And then Monday, it's going to be like 38 up to 50. Then Tuesday, that's when you're going to be, temperature's going to be going down all day. Your temperature's going to start out at 48. It's going to drop down to like 27 on Wednesday. And you can look kind of even at your moisture profiles are dropping too. Everything's going to be dropping all day Tuesday. So your high, you're going to reach that 4 a.m., which I'm not sure how many of you are going to be up for that, but around 50, and it's going to drop down to 27 on Wednesday. Wednesday, it's kind of flat all day in the mid 20s. Thursday, it does go up a little bit, peaking up at 31 at like 2 o'clock. And then Friday, low 20s for the low, and then mid 20s for the high. Saturday, going down into the teens a little bit, and then coming up to like 26 to round out the afternoon. And then Sunday, starting out in the 20s, getting a little bump up to 30. Now, for precipitation for your over the Ottertail area is a little bit more interesting. I've seen some models where it's saying getting much more or much less. Is a little bit more variable, I would say. But generally, right now, it's probably going to be around like, it's probably going to be over an inch. This one's saying like 1.21 inch, which I think is, again, reasonable. Snow like 0.74 inches, so again, just like a little bit of snow with that backhand coming in on Wednesday. And then just a quick look at like the winds. Again, you're going to notice very strong winds with that storm on Monday, Tuesday, like really strong. And then with that snow, a little bit elevated winds, but not quite as much. And yeah, again, just for that timing of that storm, it's looking like Monday evening into afternoon for over by Ottertail. And then over down by Morris, you're looking more, again, like in the evening, like 5, 4 o'clock. So that's going to be your weather briefing. Again, the biggest storm of note is going to be that Monday, Tuesday system. That is going to bring a lot of rain. Earlier it was looking like snow, which was very concerning, but right now it's just rain. So just expect some heavy rain with that and very windy conditions. But otherwise, that's kind of what your week's looking like. Fairly steady temperatures and not terrible. I mean, you get a possibility for some snow next Sunday, but it's not going to be very much, like 3 inches or so. And then that backhand snow is going to be a little bit. But yeah, first snow of the season, it's not going to be a lot. I wouldn't worry about it too much. The biggest concern is obviously going to be that Monday, Tuesday storm.